Hello, my name is Brianna Angel, and this is my 2026 symposium assignment for Dr. Warren in English C1000. Infinite Symbolism, Reexamining the Cultural and Scientific Perception of the Amanita Muscaria. My 2026 symposium slideshow consists of these subjects: my thesis, the cultural symbolism and mythology of the flag Eric, the religious and historical interpretations, scientific misunderstanding, the unpredictable psychoactive effects, the risks of misinformation and foraging, the ecological importance of fungi, the conclusion, and my works cited. My thesis is, although the Amanita muscaria can be often mythologized or exaggerated in many cultural traditions and modern media as some sort of psychoactive or mystic symbol, the mushroom itself has very complex, misunderstood chemical properties, inconsistent effects, and a very important ecological significance that shows how dangerously oversimplified the public perceptions are of the fungi, requiring a higher scientifically informed view and knowledge of the mushroom before it can be handled. Cultural symbolism and mythology. The Amanita muscaria has a deep connection to folklore and ritual traditions deep within history. The mushroom is most commonly associated with spirituality, transformation, and mystic symbolism, also associated highly with psychoactive materials or any type of drug. Public perceptions of the fly agaric is often shaped by the history of myths and imagery rather than scientific-based research. Fly agaric is commonly seen in fairy tales, fantasy art, and mass media. The quote that goes best for this subject is, "Powerful symbols within myth and ritual traditions," Dugar 102, showing that it has very powerful symbols within many myths and ritual traditions, such as how it is used as a psychoactive subject to connect to different spiritual beings. Religious and historical interpretations. Many cultures had once viewed the Amanita muscaria as sacred or spiritually significant. Some still do. The mushroom has been frequently linked back to divine experiences and ritualistic practices. Many religious interpretations of the Amanita muscaria often minimize the biological dangers of the highly toxic and psychoactive fungus. The public fascination with spirituality and linking it to this mushroom contributes to the ongoing misinformation spread about it, such as how many people would perceive it as some sort of magic mushroom without any harm, while it actually has a very complex biological structure and it also has very toxic side effects. My quote for this subject is, "Not merely a plant, but a divine entity." Wasson 12. Scientific misunderstanding. Scientific research often conflicts with the public beliefs that surround the Amanita muscaria. The fly agaric, also known as the Amanita muscaria, can produce highly harmful and unpredictable effects if consumed or not processed the right way. Popular media constantly oversimplifies and inaccurately describes this fungus as some kind of magic mushroom, while it is actually very toxic. Misunderstanding the psychoactive fungi can create dangerous and potentially life-ending assumptions and actions, such as foraging it without proper knowledge of how to do so. Often described inconsistently within popular literature, Michelot and Melendez Howell, 132. Unpredictable psychoactive effects. The effects of the fly agaric depend on the preparation methods, dosage, and individual chemistry of each mushroom, since each have a slightly different biological makeup. Some individuals who have taken the Amanita muscaria report spiritual or even euphoric experiences. Others have reported nausea, confusion, hallucinations, or unpredictably dangerous side effects due to its toxic qualities. These conflicting user experiences create mass confusion and misinformation, leading to possible dangerous experimenting or handling of these mushrooms, including foraging. The quote that I chose that highly demonstrates this is, "Highly variable depending on preparation and individual response," from Erowid, showing that the mushrooms are extremely variable depending on the way that they are prepared and their individual response based on both person and their individual makeup. Risks of misinformation and foraging. Misidentification of these mushrooms can lead to many severe health risks. Many toxic fungi are confused with edible species during foraging, requiring a higher level of knowledge before you try to forage these mushrooms. Online misinformation easily contributes to unsafe foraging and experimentation, leading users to not fully comprehend the severe risks of their actions. A lack of scientific understanding and education can also increase the public danger when foraging for mushrooms. They could be picking something that's extremely toxic or is psychoactive, and they could go to eat it without processing it correctly and could end up in the hospital with severe health risks. Misidentification remains one of the greatest risks in mushroom foraging. Benjamin 6-7 is what demonstrates this section properly. Ecological importance of fungi. Fungi play an extremely essential role in maintaining many healthy ecosystems, along with other sorts of fungi. The Amanita muscaria itself contributes especially to the important nutrient cycling within forests. Fungi are also known to support plant growth along with keeping natural environmental balance. Public's discussions and views of mushrooms often ignore their mass ecological importance for nearly every forest ecosystem, focusing plainly on its appearance or use as a edible, if it is an edible. Others are too toxic to eat, such as the Amanita muscaria, without proper preparation. Even then, it is not preferred to eat. The U.S. forest system noted that it is critical to nutrient cycling in forest ecosystems. In conclusion, the public understanding of the Amanita muscaria is heavily influenced on myths and exaggerated symbolism. The cultural and spiritual interpretations of this mushroom often overshadow its scientific realities. A misunderstanding of psychoactive fungi can create extremely dangerous real-world consequences when interacting with them or attempting to forage them. Fungi should be recognized not just for symbolism, but also for their biological complexity and ecological importance, not just focusing on how pretty or cool they are, but also focusing on their importance to our world. A more scientifically based understanding of fungi is needed, especially psychoactive or toxic variants, and it can greatly improve the public safety along with environmental awareness when it comes to foraging mushrooms. These are my works cited, and thank you very much for listening to my 2026 symposium project.